Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi and today we are going to discuss about a question. Now basically what does this question contain? So this question is saying that we have three problems in this, that is problem 1, problem 2 and problem 3, right? Now the first problem is that find the probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer. Okay. So I just like to want to say just like we have already discussed about random functions, right? We have discussed about some probability things also. Now basically the questions which I am coming up here with these all contains the concepts which we have already discussed in the previous videos, right? So if you just want to go and have a like very good understanding about the questions, that basically how to solve these statistics questions. So firstly what I would recommend you can just go and have a look over the previous videos, right? And after that you can just come up again this side and just you can after that you can just solve the questions whatever are present here. Now let's deal with the very first, that is problem number 1. Now what it is saying, okay, now it is saying that find the probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer. Okay, so what it is asking me, it is asking me to find the probability. So I would just take my color this side and let's now have a proper look at basically how we write the things and basically how we do that. Okay, so here I would just write solution. Okay, I would write probability. Now what it is asking me to find, it is asking me to find the probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes. 4 to 5. Now just mind these words that are present, which is 4 to 5. So inside this p, that is I need to find the probability, I would write in bracket, I would write 4 less than x, yeah, and x should be less than 5. Okay, so my line, that is find the probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer. So I have made the whole thing that I need to here. So this is the thing which I need to find this. Okay, so this is the thing which I need to find here. Now what are the things and basically what are the, you can say, things which we need to do here is that now let's start writing the whole solving the question. Okay, I would write the, okay, now let's you can all can just have a proper notes with me also. Okay, I'm just solving the whole question very properly, so you can just have a proper notes. Okay, the cumulative distribution function CDF, okay, the cumulative distribution function CDF gives the area to the left. Okay, so this is the sentence which is wrote here, that the cumulative distribution function gives the area to the left. Now what else I need to do here is that now what I need to do is that I need to find the probability. Okay, so I would just find the probability, and probability of, let's say, x is my another random variable and this is my x which is present in between. Okay, so I will just write the things like that, like this only here. I would just put 1 equal to sign. I would write 1 minus e to the power minus m into x. Now what is this? Basically this is the formula which I have already discussed in one of my videos, right? I have discussed the formula, that was e, right? That was e m into x. Now here you can just have a note of all these things also, that basically I'm going to discuss some new things and basically the things which are needed here. So this is one more formula which you can just have a note of, right? Okay, now what I need to do is that I need to first find the probability of x less than 5, right? So I would just throw x less than 5. Now what I would do, I would just put the values in this formula, that is 1 minus e to the power minus 0.25 0.5. Okay, so I just did the things here. Now what else I need to do here is that I will just solve this whole step. Okay, now you can just have a solution of all this step on your own. Basically this is the very basic mathematic step, and after solving I will just get the output, that is 0.7135. okay, so this is the thing which I just found here. Now what if I just want to find the probability of one more thing, like let's say I will find probability of x is less than 4 also, right? I would just write 1 minus e to the power minus 0.25 and I would write 0.4. okay, this is as my formula says, I would just write 0.4 and this will result me to the output, that is 0.6321. okay, this is the also thing which you can just calculate on your own. Fine, so this is the thing which I just got here. while doing the some formula, I'm just putting the values in that formula. That is the simple thing which I'm just doing here. I'm doing nothing doing very much high. Okay, now what I just need to make here is that firstly I will just make a graph. Okay, so for that just let me take this color, and even I just need to change my color, that is to black, and here I would just making that, you can say, graph. Okay, so I would just put this here this side and just let me go down. Yeah, fine, this is fine. Okay, now I just want to plot the graph. Now how would I plot the graph? Let's say this would be my graph. Okay, just let me okay, so this is my graph, something like this. Okay, so this is the graph, and let's say here is something 4, and let's say here is something 5. So I just need to find this area, right? This area. So this area would be something what I just write a probability of 4 less than x and x is less than 5. This is the area. Here I would write 0.25, and this I would just put the f of x this side, and here I would even write x. Fine. So this is my whole graph which I had just made just now, and yeah, this is done. What else I need to do is that I would just doing my further calculations for the things which I would just be needing. So now what I would write here? Okay, I would write the probability. Okay, the probability that the probability that a postal clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a random, okay, just let me restart, with a randomly, okay, with a randomly selected customer, okay, is, and now what I would just put here is that, just let me go down more side. Okay, I would write probability of x less than, so, okay, sorry, I'm sorry, probability of 4 less than x and less than 5 is equal to probability of x less than 5 minus probability of x less than 4, right? Because I just want to find that what is the probability that x is greater than 4 and less than 5. So I would just subtract both of these values. Fine. After doing that, what I would get 0.7135 minus, and I would just, what was the value for this 4? I just got some value 0.735, 0.6321. Okay, so that was 0.6321. Just let me go down, otherwise I would not be able to write the things. Okay, not this much also. Fine. So just let me take the eraser for a while and just let me erase this thing and draw, and then this color. Okay. 0.735 minus 0.6321. Okay, and when you are just going to subtract both of these, what you're going to get, you are going to get 0.0814. Okay, so this is the probability. This is basically the value which I just got here. That is the last one, this one. This is the probability that x is greater than 4 and less than 5. Right, now just let me give you the next problem for homework. Okay, I'm just giving you this next problem for, like, you need to solve this problem on your own, but before that I would just explain you the whole concept, that basically what this problem next is asking. So for that, just let me first explain you the first one again. Okay, now what was my question? My question was that find a probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer. Okay, it was saying me to find the probability that a clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes. So it was asking me to find the probability of 4 less than x and x less than 5. Let's say this x is my customer. Okay, now here my what it was asking, 4 to 5. So I just wrote 4 this side and I just wrote 5 this side. Fine, this thing is done here. Now with a randomly selected customer, so it was asking me to find the probability. Okay, now the best thing which suits here was the CDF, to find the CDF, cumulative distribution function. Okay, so basically what it does, it gives the area to the left. Okay, it gives the area to the left. Now what I have done, I have just applied the formula for the CDF. Now formula for this applying CDF is probability of x is less than x is equal to, I just taken another x this side, and this is my x which is present in the between. Fine. which is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus m dot x, fine, minus m dot x, fine. This is done. Now what else I need to do is that I just wrote p x less than 5 is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus 0.25 dot 5. Now when I just multiply and just solve these things, what I got as the output, I got as the output as 0.7135. Okay. I done the same thing for this x less than 4. I just wrote x less than 4 is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus 0.25.4, which is equal to 0.6321. Okay, this is also done. We just got the output, this and this one, after the calculation. Now what else I need to do here is that I just plot this graph. Okay, this graph. Now how did I just plot this? Basically what it was asking me to find the probability that x lies between 4 to 5. Okay, and at the above what we have studied about this cumulative distribution function, that it gives the area to the left, right? So this is my this is the area which would be given towards the left side, this portion, okay, which I have just highlighted from the red color, fine. Here I just got this is 0.25 and probability of x less than 4 less than x and x less than 5. I just got that here. Now what I just wrote here, the probability that a postal clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer. Now I'm just finding the final probability that the postal clerk spends 4 to 5 minutes with a randomly selected customer is here. What I did, I just write probability of 4 less than x and x less than 5. So basically x is the probability that x is less than 4, sorry, x is greater than 4 and x is less than 5, right? I have just written probability of x less than 5 minus probability of x less than 4. And what I did, I just put the values, and after the subtraction I got this probability that okay, this much is the probability that x is greater than 4 and less than 5. The probability is 0.0814, fine. So this was my first part of the problem which I just told you here, which I have done. Now what is my second problem? Now my second problem is asking me to half of all customers are finished within how long? Find a 50th percentile. Okay. Now my second question is that half of all customers are finished within how long? Basically the customers that are present here, from that the half of the customers are finished in what much time? Okay, now it is asking me to find the 50th percentile. Now what about the percentiles? So for the percentiles we have already discussed, and just let me show you that thing. And yeah, this is the interquartile range, but here I must be having the 7th line. Let me go above, no, not this one. And okay, so this is about the quartiles and percentiles. You can just have a look here about the percentiles. So just let me write the things here in a way that percentile divides the order data into hundreds. Okay, and what about the percentile we have discussed? Yeah, so median is also called as a 50th percentile. Here I just told you a point when like when we have discussed about the quartiles and percentiles, that median is also called as 50th percentile, fine. But this was the case when we are getting the data points, but in our case we are not having any data points, right? So this was one of the lines which I just told you at that time. So basically from here you will need to just if you just want to have a proper look about this quartiles and percentiles, you can just go and visit this video. Okay, you will just get a proper idea about this thing, fine. What else I have done here? Yeah, what was the question? So you need to find the 50th percentile. After finding that 50th percentile, what it is asking, it is saying that which is larger, the mean or the median. As I told, that 15th percentile is the median, right? As I just told you right now, that the 50th percentile is called as the median. And this what is larger, the mean or the median? Now you just need to find out that what is larger, the mean or the median. So these are the two problems which I am giving you to solve. Like you can just have a proper solution of these, and you can just like give the answers in the comment box. And if you're not able to do that, no worries, in the next video I'm coming up with the answers for these two problems. Okay, so this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and bye bye.